I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Vehicles are just like women. Let me explain. You know when you're caught up on the honey-do list, ready to come out in the shop, work on the hot rods, do some stuff you enjoy, and your lady throws more at the honey-do list that you really don't want to do? Same with vehicles. Wanted to come home today on my half day of work, continue plugging away at the LS swap Mercedes, get the oil and spark plugs changed in the LS Turbo Rambler for the road trip to Ocean City in 2 weeks. But the old needy 88 Ram daily driver beater decided it needs brakes and axle seals. So spent the afternoon doing that. We're pretty much wrapped up. We're waiting for sealant to dry on the rear diff before we put the fluid in. But while we wait, we're gonna dive into maintenance on the Rambler. Haven't done anything to it since we put her away. Looks like everything's still there. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing aired up so I can get underneath of it. Start with changing the oil and then go from there. Happy Friday.
What kind of stereo you got in that blue piece of shit?
I never checked, Kevin.
Yeah, well, my father's stereo is a Bose.
Your father's stereo blows? That's too bad.
No, that's not what I said!
Back out in the shop after Ocean City Cruise Week, but we're not working on the Mercedes. We're actually working on the Rambler, which we road tripped down to Ocean City for Cruise Week last weekend. We had a great time. No issues with the car. Down. Cruised all weekend, Thursday to Sunday down there, and cruised home Sunday afternoon. No issues, no tickets, the most important part. Always a great time down there. You'll see a lot of stuff about how it gets wild, which it always has. You'll always have those misfits that'll ruin things for everybody, but we had a great time cruising. No tickets, like I said. But when I got home, I went to get everything, started to get everything cleaned up from the trip down there. Everything gets sandy and dirty from cruising, which that's just part of it. But also part of it, hot rodding. You drive them, you're gonna have to fix them or maintain them. So looking down at the wheel, I had a little drip of axle fluid on the inside of the wheel, which tells me the axle seals are leaking. So, as you can see here, we are jacked up in the rear and got the axles pulled out. I went ahead and already cut off the seals and bearings. This is a Ford 9-inch style axle bearing setup I have on a GM rear here. Was not looking forward to this. I mini tubbed this car to fit these 295 45 18s on. So essentially, to get the wheels off, I need to unbolt the shocks, or in this case, the coilover air ride setup, and completely drop the rear down to even be able to very tightly get these wheels out. So we got it out. Got to get out the inner bearing races here yet, but I'm gonna take these to work tomorrow, press the new bearings and seals on here, and then hopefully we'll be back together and cruising by the end of the weekend. And then we're on to this guy. Didn't do a video, but little teaser. Power steering rack is in there. Brackets are welded in there. So we're going to be moving on to making engine and trans mounts next time on this car. As you can see, the steering shaft there, pretty good angle, should be good. See the exhaust behind the backside there. So stay tuned.